Hey there guys, it's Attack on Samurott, and here is Wi-Fi battle number 39, and this is another battle against Mienecho. So he's got a new team this time with Landorus, Klefki, Berloon, Azumarill, Mega Mienetric, and Starmie. While I have a new team that actually looks pretty similar to my OBA team with Gengar, Blissey, Gallade, Gyarados, Aggron, and Crocodile. So yeah, it's a very close to my OBA team that I had in season 1. So anyways, of course the Galley is my Mega, so yeah. So I guess I should give a description of my team. So Gengar, my special attacker, Blissey's my special wall, Gallade is my Mega Sweeper, me as my Mega Attacker and such. Gyarados is another attacker, basically sets up a D-Dance and stuff. And then I have two defensive walls in Aggron and Crocodile. So yeah, it was a very close match actually. Well, it was somewhat of a close match, but yeah, so let's get it started. I remember this battle being fairly long actually. I think it was like 49 turns, 42, something like that. But yeah, let's get it started. So if I remember, I think he starts off with his Landorus, I think. Okay, no, he starts off with Starmie. So he starts off with Starmie, and as I start off with Nobody, my Nobody, my Gengar. So I'm gonna switch out. I probably shouldn't have because Gengar actually outspeeds Starmie, I think. Don't quote me on that, I could be wrong. But he's gonna go for a Psyshock right here. This Psyshock is gonna do a lot of damage. But of course Blissey does have a little bit of physical bulk on it, so I can take I took that Psyshock pretty decently. So he's gonna switch out, gonna go into Lando. I'm gonna go for a soft blow right here. Gonna recover back to pretty much full health. Gonna switch out right here. Didn't want to take an earthquake or whatever, so I'm gonna go into Aggron. Predict him to actually go for a U-turn, which he does go for the U-turn right here. So gonna go for the U-turn. Gonna do about 17 damage. It looks like got a crit right there actually. So kind of like a kick in the face, but whatever. So he's gonna go into Steve, his Mega Mienetric right here. I'm gonna recover back to about full health. A little less, but I'm gonna switch out. Gonna go into Blissey, Thick, who can take the electric type move very well. He's gonna Mega Evolve right here. I believe he actually goes for a Volt Switch, I think he goes for a Volt Switch and then switches back out. So yeah, he's gonna go for the Volt Switch right here. And this Volt Switch does, of course, like no damage at all, since Blissey is, again, my special defensive wall. So he's gonna switch into Coco, the Breloom. I'm gonna switch out. Gonna go into my into Nobody, the Gengar. Where actually Mienecho made a really good play and went for the Spore right here. So now Gengar is pretty much useless, which is actually very bad because Gengar, I really need a Gengar right here, but he's gonna switch out. Gonna go into Judith, aka his Azumarill. I don't wake up, so that is very bad. So I'm kind of forced to sack this thing, or at least I try and wake up again, but I don't. So he's gonna go for a Waterfall, and that's gonna one-shot kill my Gengar. So Nobody's gone. See what I did there? Nobody's gone. Okay, I'm done. So I'm gonna go into Ready to Rumble. I'm gonna go for the Intimidator here. I probably should have just done that in the first place instead of sacking Gengar like that, but whatever. So I'm gonna go for a D-Dance. I'm gonna try and flinch this thing with the Waterfall. Again, probably would have been better if I wanted to do this thing earlier. But yeah, I'm gonna go for the Waterfall right here. Waterfall's gonna do about 30% of this thing. Yeah, I do flinch him right here, so that was pretty nice. Gonna go for another Waterfall. Gonna bring him down even lower. So yeah, another Waterfall. Gonna do a little bit more. I don't get the flinch right there, but he's gonna go for a Play Rough. even after -1, that still does a huge amount of damage. So I'm gonna switch out. Gonna go into Aggron, predicting another play rough. He actually switches out right here, makes a really good play, and I think he goes back into Steve. Yeah, he goes into Shane, his Clef Key right here. So I'm gonna recover back to full health. I think he actually predicted the earthquake and when. Okay, no, he switches out. So he switches out again. I think he goes back into his Lando. Yeah, he goes back into Lando. Mulan. Don't know why it's named that, but whatever. So he's gonna intimidate me right here. I'm actually gonna go for a Stealth Rock. So I think I made a really good play doing that. Going for the Stealth Rock. So he's gonna go for his own Stealth Rock. So now my story's gonna be broken every time I get in. Every time I switch in. Gonna go for a Thunder Wave. I actually predicted him to switch out, but he did not. He's gonna go for an Earthquake, and that's gonna bring me down to my Sturdy, I believe. Yeah, that brings me down to Sturdy. So that's gonna bring me right down to my Sturdy. I'm gonna go for an Iron Head. Iron Head's not really gonna do that much. Gonna pretty much like after leftovers, bring him back to about full health. So he's actually gonna go for a U-turn right here. He's actually gonna go for a U-turn right here, and I'm still here, and Aggron's still here, so yeah, he's gonna switch out. I think he goes back into Joseph, I think. Okay, no, he goes into Steve. Yeah, he goes into Steve, his Mega Mienecho. Don't know what's up with these names, but you know, whatever. So, gonna intimidate me right here. I really can't do much with Aggron, so I'm just gonna go for an Iron Head. Anyway, I'm pretty much at -2. There's really not much Aggron can do, so. Gonna gain a little bit more leftovers health, so I'm gonna try and preserve Aggron for Swish Flutter later. So I'm gonna go into King Pool, my Crocodile, who can definitely take a Thunderbolt or whatever he may do. I'm gonna intimidate him back, but that's not really gonna matter. He's actually gonna go for a Volt Switch, so I did predict that very nicely. He's gonna actually switch out, and I think he goes back into his Crocodile. I mean, goes back into Mulan. Yeah, he goes back into Mulan. I think I actually predict that I went for a knockoff. Right here, I think. But yeah, I do go for the knockoff. So I go for the knockoff, gonna knock off his leftovers right here. Definitely a good play. I actually got a crit right there, so that was pretty nice. Gonna switch out. I think I go back into Aggron. Yeah, so I go back into Aggron. Now this is the play where I sack it, because I don't really need Aggron at this point. It's gonna go for a U-turn right here, and that is gonna take out Aggron. But because he took me out first, I get to see what he's gonna switch into. So yeah, so I do have to sack Aggron right there, because there's really not much. There really wasn't much Aggron could have done. So he's gonna bring in Shane, his Clef Key. As I believe I bring in King Cool to go for a taunt. So that way I can stop this thing from setting with spikes and stuff. Because I really don't want any hazards on my side. Really. So gonna intimidate him. Really not gonna matter. He's gonna go for a Magnet Rise. I actually predict me to go for an Earthquake. I actually go for the taunt right here, so now he can't go for spikes. So I think that was a very good play on my part right there, going for that. He's actually gonna switch out, and I think he goes back into Mulan. He goes back into Mulan the Landorus. Mulan's still gonna take some more Stealth Rock damage. I'm gonna go for another knockoff because this item is already gone. It's gonna do less, but still get enough damage. So I'm gonna switch out. Gonna go back into Thick. As I believe he actually goes for a Stealth Rock right here. Okay, no, he goes for U-turn. So he's gonna go for the U-turn right here. Not really gonna do that much. I do gain my Keyberry boost with the in defense, so that was not a bad thing for me. He's actually gonna go back into Joseph, and he's actually gonna make a really good play and go for the Rapid Spin. So that means that once he goes for Rapid Spin, my hazards on my side, the hazards that I had set up on his side of the field are gonna be gone. So that kind of sucks actually. Really does actually. So I'm gonna go for a Toxic. Now normally Starmie usually run Natural Cure, so this is probably not a good play. I mean, this probably wasn't a good play at the time, but I kind of had to go for Toxic anyway because most Starmie now usually run Analytics, so I felt like Toxic was probably the best play I could make. So yeah, so he's gonna switch out, gonna go into Shane, his Clef Key. I'm actually gonna go for a softball right here. So he predicted that. He predicted the softball and gonna give Clef Key in a pretty safe switch, and he's gonna go for spikes. He's gonna set up like 3 layers of them. So this right here was actually a very bad play for me. Staying in here, going for a flamethrower. I tried to fish for a burn or something, but I did not get it all 3 of those times. So I pretty much just tried to, just pretty much gave him the win right here. Like, I just pretty much threw it away right here at this play, going for flamethrower over and over again. That was really not a good play. And I don't have a rapid spinner or a defogger on my team, so really that really did screw me over. So spikes and everything, that's pretty much gonna take over. Gonna go for another flamethrower. Still doesn't do that much, so yeah. So now I believe he's just gonna switch out. Still gaining some more leftovers health. He's gonna switch out right here. I think it goes back into Judith, his Azumarill, and I believe right here, this is actually kind of funny. I actually went for a flamethrower right here, and I actually got the burn. So I was actually kind of happy and kind of mad at the same time. Okay, no, not here, but I think it's the next turn. So yeah, so he's gonna go for waterfall. Waterfall's gonna do a huge amount. I actually got a crit right there. Gonna go for a flamethrower right here, and this is the play where I got the flamethrower burn. And yeah, that was actually it was unfortunate, but it was actually kind of good at the same time. He's actually gonna go for a player off and miss, so that's very unlucky for him. But pretty much his Azumarill is useless now. So with that thing getting burned, it really was like, I guess, his best solution, I guess. So setting up for another player off, that this is actually gonna land. Still does a lot actually. Got a crit again. So this match was actually pretty hacksy. This is a pretty hacksy match. But yeah, gonna softball up again. And this burn is going to take out the Azumarill right here. So Azumarill's gone. So now Azumarill and the I forgot what else is gone, but Breloom's back. He's going to go for Spore. Again, really not much I can do with Vic right here. So I believe I actually switch out and gonna go back into ready to rumble my Gyarados and gonna actually intimidate him, I believe. So yeah, gonna go for Raider Rumble, gonna intimidate him, and yeah, I believe I actually go for. So he's gonna go for Spore. I have a Lumberry, so I can recover from this very quickly. So gonna fall asleep, but the Lumberry's gonna activate, and now I believe I go for an Ice Fang. I think. He's actually gonna switch out. Gonna go into Mulan, and that's gonna bring me down to 1 HP. I mean, that's gonna lower my attack by 1. Gonna go for an Ice Fang. Now right here on this play, I should have went for a Dragon Dance. That would have been a very good play for me if I had done that. But I think I was too afraid of that Breloom, because I thought it would have gone for a Mach Punch or something and try to take me out. But Steve is in here now after he sacked off the Mulan. So he's gonna go for a Volt Switch, and that's gonna kill me. So there goes Ready to Rumble. Again, the D-Dance play would have been a very good play and would have probably brought me to it, and probably would have given me an upper hand, but he's gonna switch out and gonna go into Joseph again. So he's gonna bring Joseph back. Joseph is getting back to full health from the leftovers, but because of Toxic, he's gonna bring him down a little bit lower. So I'm actually gonna go into Thick, who can again take the hit somewhat well, but after all these spikes and Stealth Rock damage, like, it does so much to me. Like, it really cost me. So he's gonna switch out, gonna go into Coco, his Breloom. I'm gonna go for a Flamethrower right here, because that's pretty much the only offensive move that my Blissey carries. So Flamethrower actually does quite a bit. He's gonna go for a Mach Punch, and that is definitely gonna take out Thick. So Thick is gone. Now all I have left is Gallade, Crocodile, and I think that's it. I think that's all I have left. So I'm gonna go into Tatsumi now, my Mega Gallade. I'm actually gonna Mega Evolve. And also, but before I do that, I'm gonna take a whole bunch of hazard damage. So I'm gonna Mega Evolve right here, and I actually go for Protect, because I thought he would go for a Spore right here. And also I thought that maybe his Spore would actually outspeed me. So I want to take Protect right here. I do get the Protect off, and now he can't Spore me. He's gonna switch out, gonna go into Steve. His okay no, I was I was wrong. He actually goes into the clef key. Gonna go for a drain punch, and that's gonna take out the clef key right here. So I'm gonna pretty much be recovered back to a little bit. So clef key's gone. Now all he has left is Starmie, Mienecho, and Breloom. So Mienecho's in here now. Mienecho's is gonna intimidate me. He's actually gonna go for a Thunderbolt right here, and this Thunderbolt does a huge amount of damage. Actually, gonna go for a Drain Punch. Gonna actually do a decent amount right there. Now, judging by how much that did, I had a feeling that maybe I could live another. Thunderbolt. So I actually predicted him to go for a Thunderbolt. But he actually does not right here. He actually goes for the Flamethrower right here, predicting King Cool to come in. The Intimidate again doesn't really matter, but he's gonna go for the Flamethrower. That was a very good play on his part, predicting Crocodile to come in, and he gets the burn. So I was not very happy. I was not very happy after that. That was not a good play. I mean, it was a good play, but I really didn't want the burn. So he's gonna go he's gonna reveal the Hidden Power Ice, and that's gonna take out King Cool. So yeah, Stealth Rock and Spikes. That's pretty much gonna be the end of Tatsumi. And yeah, that was actually a very good game. That was a very good game. Now what I should have done before was probably stay in with Galley and go for the Drain Punch. That's what I should have done. But you know, you win some and you lose some anyway. And also Mienecho is a very good player. So again, good game, Mienecho. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, if you want more, subscribe to me and stuff. Also follow me on Twitter if you want to battle me. I'll probably send out a tweet or something, or you just send a tweet to me or something. I don't know. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in another Wi-Fi battle.